Now, children, let's start the last segment of this chapter, the rat trap. We were at page number 40. Where at this particular point, the young girl took the stranger by hand and led him to the table. We have read that the girl had interceded for the young man, for the old peddler, and further requested her father to let him stay and enjoy the Christmas fairs with them. Okay, so thereafter, the young girl, now start reading. The young girl took the stranger by the hand and led him to the table. Now sit down and eat, she said, for she could see that her father had given in. When she saw that her father had dropped the idea of throwing the man out, and now he agreed with his daughter, so she just asked him to sit and start eating, and started eating. Yes, they started. The man with the rat trap said not a word. He only sat down and helped himself to the food. But time after time, what happened? Time after time, he looked at the young girl, page number 41, who had interceded for him, who had advocated him, who had supported him. Why had she done it? What could the crazy idea be? Was it the idea that she would make him sit and eat, and in the meanwhile she would call the police? Or what the idea was there in her mind, he was not so sure about. So she was so kind-hearted girl that he had never seen in his life, right? Now, after that, Christmas Eve at Ramso passed just as it always had. Means very peacefully. The stranger did not cause any trouble because he did nothing but sleep. Morning to night, he did nothing but he carried on lying on the sofa and carried on sleeping and sleeping always. Oh God, how can that be possible? But he did so. Right? What happened then? Again, he could do nothing but sleep always. Then, the whole forenoon, he lay on the sofa in one of the guest rooms and slept at one stretch. Slept at one stretch means slept continuously. At noon, they woke him up so that he could have his share of the good Christmas fare, good food. But after that, he slept again. It seemed as though for many years he had not been able to sleep as quietly and safely as a deer at Ramsu. Oh God. He was always thrown away. He was always shooed away by the police, and he never got a good shelter anywhere where he was welcomed, where he was given so much comfort. So he made himself lie on the sofa and carried on sleeping for a long while throughout the day. It seemed as though for many years he had not slept. In the evening also, what happened? At the time of Christmas arrived, Christmas Eve, and what happened? They woke him again, and he stood for a while in the drawing room. When the Christmas tree was lighted in the evening, when the Christmas tree was lighted, they woke him up again, and he stood for a while in the drawing room in the Christmas time. Right? He was again woke up. Where we were? Come on, students. Where we are? We are here at this particular point. Right? As soon as they got up from the table, No, it was not there. In the evening, when Christmas tree was lighted, they woke him up and stood for a while in the drawing room, blinking as though the candle light hurt him. He started blinking. Why? Why his eyes started blinking? Because he had never been in such a light before. His life, the whole life, was spent in darkness, and his eyes were not adjusted to this shining, these shining lights. So he was blinking as though the candlelight hurt him. But after that he disappeared again. 2 hours later, he was aroused. He was woken up once more. He then had to go down into the dining room and eat the Christmas fish and porridge that was prepared for him. As soon as they got up from the table, he went around to each one present and said, "Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for just giving me this beautiful night, this beautiful evening," and said good night. And when he came to the young girl, she gave him to understand one thing. Means she made him understand one thing. What was the thing that she wanted to make him understand? What was that? It was there. What? That it was her father's intention. She announced it was her father's intention that the suit which he wore was to be a Christmas present. Oh, this suit. The suit that he was wearing, this suit, it was a gift. It was a Christmas gift for him. And he did not have to return it. And if he wanted, one promise was made also, if he wanted to spend the next Christmas Eve in a place where he could rest in peace and be sure that no evil would befall him, he would be welcomed back again. A promise was given by the girl. If he remained alive next year, he would be welcomed again in the manor house. Means he would be welcomed back. He could enjoy their Christmas, the next Christmas. Oh, the man with the rat traps did not answer anything to this. He only stared at the young girl in boundless amazement. Boundless amazement? Boundless means limitless. Limitless. Amazement, surprise. What this girl has done to me. Oh God, had I been worthy of the faith she had shown, she had reposed in him. Wow. The next morning, what happened? The ironmaster and his daughter got up good season to go to the early Christmas service. Next day was Christmas. They went to the church. The guest was still asleep and they did not disturb him. But when at about 10 o'clock, they drove back from the church. Oh my God, why so early? The young girl sat and hung her head even more dejectedly. Okay, please turn to the last page. She hung her head more dejectedly than usual. Why? Why she was more dejected? Dejected means very sad. Somewhere broken inside she was. Her heart was broken. She was broken inside. Her head was hung out of shame, out of embarrassment. Why it was so? At church she had learned, she had heard that one of the old crofters of the ironworks had been robbed by a man who went around selling rat traps. This news was blown up in the church. Next day it was the issue of discussion. This was the talk of the town that a man who went around selling rat traps had broken into the house of an old crofter, and the man took away all the money that the crofter used to have. Means those 30 kroners. That news was blown up. Yes, now the father was teasing somewhere. It was he was somewhere teasing the girl. Huh? Yes, that was a fine fellow you let into the house, said the father. It was your confidence. Look at the man. He was actually a thief whom we had just given shelter at home, whom you spotted last night. He was just somewhere scalding, said her father. I only wonder how many silver spoons are left in the cupboard by this time. Means, by this time we reach home, he must have gone, I would say. He must be gone by the time we shall reach there, with all silverware of the house. All silver spoons would be gone. He must have taken. He must have run away with the things. The wagon had hardly stopped at the front steps, where the iron master asked the valet whether the stranger was still there. He added that he had heard at the church that the man was thief. The valet answered that the fellow had gone, and that he had not taken anything with him at all, sir. He had not taken anything. On the contrary, he had left behind a little package which Miss Wilmanson was to be kind enough to accept as a Christmas present. Now, this was a strange thing. He said that man, that fellow, who, the peddler, he has left something for his daughter. What could that thing be? He didn't take anything, but rather he left something for the daughter. A gift, a present was left somewhere for the girl. How could that be? The young girl opened the package, which was so badly done up that the content came into the view at once. What was that? The things that they had, the views of the girl and the father immediately changed about that man. Man, how could he leave a gift? He was a thief, and he had not taken anything. This was more surprising for them. But the packet, which was very badly done up, very badly wrapped, you can say, so the content immediately came to view. What was there inside was immediately recognized. Okay, now what? She just opened the packet. What was there inside? She gave a little cry of joy. She found a small rat trap, and in it lay 3 wrinkled 10-kroner notes, but that was not at all. In the rat trap lay also a letter written in jagged characters. She was surprised that 3 10 wrinkled kroners. Oh, the bills that he had stolen from the crofter's house, they were lying in that rat trap, and along with it a letter was there. Right? What was that? What was written in that? Honored and noble miss, since you have been so nice to me all day, as if I was a captain. Now this was the thing. Since you were so nice to me, you just treated me as though I was a real captain. Your heart is so pure. You gave me the respect that I didn't deserve. You reposed your faith in me as though I was a real captain. And I want to be nice to you in return. Since you have been so nice, I also want to be nice too. What did he do? I want to be nice to you in return as if I was a real captain. Now I also want to react in the manner of a captain, a real captain, how he should behave in return. What? For I do not want you to be embarrassed at the Christmas season by a thief. I don't want that people should raise their fingers on you on this eve of Christmas, that somewhere the man dished this girl, and actually he was a thief who had taken away the money of that crofter. I don't want that you should feel embarrassed on one of the act of indecency on my part that was done by me. No, I don't want you to get embarrassed because of me. But you can give back the money to that old man on the roadside who has the money pouch hanging on the window frame as a bait for the poor wanderers. Please give this money to that poor to that crofter who has kept a pouch on the windowsill, on the window pane, and he just attracts the people. He attracts the people with it money as a bait for the poor people. Oh, baits are there. A person like me just pounce upon it, and we get caught in the in the trap of this world, and we just like a rat. The rat trap is a Christmas present from a rat. Now, this is very important line to understand. This Christmas present is a gift from a rat who would have been caught in this world's trap if he had not been raised to captain. If I had not raised my level to the level of a captain, I would have been always caught in this rat trap. अगर मैं नहीं सुधरता तो मैं शायद अगर if you had not just put your belief in me, I would always have been a rat, because in that way he got power to clear himself. Power to himself? What do you mean by power to clear himself? Somewhere the girl's decent behavior, her kindness, the act of reposing faith in him, bring about the changes in that rat trap. And from a thief, now he became a noble person, and he raised his level to the level of captain. And that was the thing that changed him. It was the conciliatory address of the girl, her softness, her sacredness, her you can say confidence in him brought the changes in him. And that was the thing that turned him into a captain. So at the bottom he wrote, written with friendship and high regard, Captain Wonstill. He signed himself as Captain Wonstill at the end. Right? So this was the story, my dear, and we shall solve the questions, we shall do the questions of this chapter in our next video. So that marks the end of this chapter, dear. Thank you very much.